on his face. If anyone's wondering why Zoe on Doomby is such a big deal, look at his competitive history and find Zoe for me. Like, this man has always shied away from Zoe, even when it's meta. And we're on to Summoner's Rift. Rogue Warriors, the team that finished 17th, only picked up one series win in 2021 spring. It was against Top Esports, and it was a lull. This is a statement of an opening, as I don't know what's happening with the background, but it's changing a lot. It's kind of making me ill. FPX are that team that a lot of people said should have gone to MSI. They should have been the representative. But in Game 5, they couldn't push it over the line, and RNG went instead and took down Dumb1 to be the third time ever LPL MSI champion. And here we are, Lyric. More in this game. Standard from FPX, right? You already said it. It is just such a simple draft that is safe and doesn't mind if people come into them.
No, I think it's totally fine, right? Typically, you'd look at something like this and you'd be like, okay, well, maybe if you can like punish it early, maybe if you can try and pull it across the map, there's ways to play around it, because a lot of your damage comes later on, right? You're going to wait for Senna to pick up 80 to 100 souls. You're going to wait for Victor to get a few items under his belt. A lot of the early lifting is going to rely on both Tien and Nuggery to do well. For the side of Rogue Warriors, though, again, I don't feel like they have a great ability to force around the map. You have some potential in top lane, you know, especially once we get the Stride Breaker. If we can force a flash shot on R, maybe we can kill him. Bot lane, I feel like, is going to be incredibly safe coming out from the side of FPX. They're going to try and be whittled down. And then mid, we talked about, first of all, your double AP, and two, there isn't really a lot of good setup for either player's damage, I think, unless Doinby really makes a huge mistake.
Okay, we'll see. He's trading really well against Forge so far, and it is a biscuit lane with Corrupting Potion for Forge, while Ice Coke, the level 3 Rumble, just going from top to bottom for now. I am kind of going to be tracking more of this LeBlanc lane, I feel. like mid is going to be interesting from the angle of Forge. Instead of going something like Ignite, he's gone for the teleport here, but has the electrocute, so just waiting to see if he can abuse something like kill pressure at some point in this lane.
That's the thing, right? Because Victor level 1 incredibly strong, so we saw Doinby abusing that in the laning phase. The Q shield, just the damage, it's just incredibly overpowering. We have seen him use up all of his mana. He also did take Aerie in this matchup, which I do see Victor's take it in solo queue in more volatile matchups, especially against champions like Lucian. So not wanting to just let LeBlanc get a lot of these free heavy trades onto him without being able to answer back in some way.
Oh, wow.
And when we look at Forge with the teleport like you're talking about, right, I feel like one of our W's only win conditions might be trying to pull Doinby in members of FPX into a side lane and then trying to find picks that way. But even that, I think, will be incredibly hard with the way the drafts have panned out. And Doinby already forcing the back from Forge. He's going to have to TP in. And, you know, Doinby will, I assume, probably TP in as well. Maybe try and keep up that pressure in that mid lane. But yeah, I think FPX off to a good start. A couple hundred gold lead, because you just look at the CS differentials in both top and mid, and FPX are feeling great.
Yeah, they are. Gold lead about 300 so early in the game. But I want to look on the Rogue Warriors side and just mention that the deep vision there to track Tien is also really nice. Placed down by Ice Coke to make sure he knows where this Udyr is. Got bottom side Scuttle too, so for Tien, maybe might be able to find a way through it anyway. The flash in the bottom lane, tongue lash after tongue lash. Crisp is just a menace, and is that his skin, Lyric? Did we get an FP? Was there an FPX Tarm? Or is that the Chinese New Year skin? Not too sure. Either way,
I was going to say, that does not look like an FPX skin to me, but I'll be honest, I don't really know much about skins. Nice play coming out from the side of FPX. They're going to look to try to punish this one more, and again, we see that Rogue Warriors are the team that picked the Karma into the Tahm Kench. They wanted to try to abuse this. That's not going the way that they planned. They're actually going to get zoned off the minion wave. We do see Ice Coke making his way through mid, so trying to help Forge get some prio. Potentially going to hover around that bottom lane and try to prevent anything that FPX are trying to do around this lane.
Just look at this pathing. He's wrapped around. I've been told by producers, thank you, telling me it's Arcana, and I'm wrong about the skins. But Blast Cone over the wall, Tien goes against it, while Zhang Wuji and Kai Xuan are so low. Forge here as well, going to be running in, but misses the little chain. And Tien just walks away pretty unscathed.
Yeah, and again, just to keep highlighting this mid lane matchup, it's kind of interesting. Doinby didn't opt to teleport back. Said, hey, again, Forge isn't going to be able to push in this wave fast enough. Going to walk back to lane. Forge slowly built up the wave with Ice Coke hovering around. Doinby just backed off. It did give that window for Forge to look to move. Sadly, Rogue Warriors not able to turn it into much. And for FPX, if we look at the game over the next 5 minutes, what they want to do, I feel like you just keep doing this. Cycle your camps as Tien, allow for these isolated laning phases to come out for both top and mid. If bot lane overextends or anyone overextends, Tien can always just look to punish a mistake, get vision put down, and, at some point look to start fighting over neutrals coming out in this game.
Especially leaving top isolated after the 20 CS lead that's already brewing. Kaishuan, though, has found Tien. He's roamed up as well. Forge over the wall. The chain will force the flash, and Tien's caught out. Nice from Rogue Warriors as Doinby almost catches Ice Coke there, but the smite comes down. He's healed up. Nuguri flashes, puts him into the wall. Doinby pretty much untouched, and Forge not doing much of anything here on this LeBlanc while he gets rooted down. He has to escape. Flashes himself, and FPX, after losing their jungler, they still fight back, and they burn down Ice Coke.
At least Rogue Warriors were able to find a pick with the fact that Kaishuan was able to move first to River. So a 1-for-1 overall. I don't think it's too bad, but still, now we're going to see this Scuttlecraft go over Nuguri. So going to increase his own lead. He's sitting up over 20 CS up right now. Mid's been a little bit equalized, but we're going to see with this wave crashing, should probably only be 1 minion lost for Forge because it is a cannon wave. And now we're going to go straight into the replay where it's just Tien walking in. Kaishuan was already here. Forge able to distort over and land the chain as well. But guess what? Backup is coming. You weren't paying attention to the fact that Nuguri had Prio in top lane. We also see that FPX's bot lane is here in the wings just in case they're needed. And yeah, they're able to get a nice trade kill onto Ice Coke.
And the flash out from Forge as well, who picked up the kill there. Lucky to survive. It means he does have that lost chapter, which is going to mean something in the lane, right? So for Forge, loses a summoner, but still gains quite a bit of gold here onto the LeBlanc. One of the pivotal picks we talked about here in this first game of FPX Rogue Warriors. Just note, though, even after First Blood, it's still a 500 gold lead. And again, we come back to the start of that conversation, Lyric. Top is smashing. There is almost a 30 CS lead, and Nuguri with a good place ward here, going to spot out Ice Coke. And this Nah, who's about to go in Mega, probably feels okay to just... all right, I'll take a 1v2.
And it's surprising as well. Ice Coke gonna come in. I think Nuguri should be fine.
That's a lot of damage, but hang on a minute. He's dead. Well, into Mega Nah, probably not the right idea, but 8917 gets a great base breaker, but Doinby compensates. They get the stun down, and, even though you do a lot of damage as Rumble, it's a Mega Nah.
That's the thing, and Kaishuan might be overextended. He does have flash up, so he should be able to get out just fine.
He went in for a deep
he's going to pay for it.
How's the range? Close here. One more auto to do it. LWX. He's going to get the movement speed as well, and Kaishuan gives over a soul, gives over a kill, and FPX, just like that, 2,000 golder.
Even with the flash and the heal, the glacial augment coming out, the root as well landed from LWX.
Nice, Jung Wooji. Oh, he's so close, but he's under the turret. He's taken too many shots here, and now Chris just licks him to death.
It was so tragic because that was the kind of play that we were hyped for about Jung Wooji, right? Is that Jung Wooji's going to look for those plays. Sad he was one auto off from being able to get the kill. Once again, stunned under turret, taking turret aggro. And yeah, overall... thus far, a disaster for the side of Rogue Warriors feels pretty fair to say. But, going back to that top lane, right, we see Nuguri dominating on the Gnar. Let's remember that Rogue Warriors could have picked that champion. They banned out the Kennen, they banned out the Jace. They kind of telegraphed like they were going to be the ones to take it, and then they opted into the set, gave over the Gnar, and decided going into this matchup.
Yeah, they did. And it kind of makes you wonder, how
oh God, hysterics.
Feels on it is.
He is Stride Breaker against Boots, Lock Sorted Dagger.
I saw. He's already got the mythic. He's at 100 CS at 10 minutes. And 2 kills on top of that. You're right. Disaster's a perfect word for it. While up in this top side, I believe, while we're watching the bottom, Tien went and got the Herald. He's got that in his inventory now as well. And I tell you, there's one lane that you can push even further. And that's probably the top side if Tien's interested.
And I mean, heck, he honestly might not even be necessary. Nuguri could probably just find the solo kill right here.
And there's the ultimate right into the wall. 8917 gets a good face break. It does some damage down, but Nuguri under the turret solo bolo. Oh, man. This is not a good welcome game for 8917.
Nope, he is being put in the same position that Ziv was in spring, which is, hey, buddy, fend for yourself, do your best. In a rough matchup, not performing too well. And, yeah, you know, Hysterics, it's just bound to happen. We have, again, I think you can fairly argue this guy might be one of the best player in the world. I don't think that'd be an unreasonable argument if we can't prove it. This guy just won Worlds. He was in an LPL final when, again, his team had a ton of roster instability. He's putting people in a body bag every single week. But, you know, just to look somewhere else, we see that Kai Schwan bought Vandal Glass Mirror because he's going to go towards Shurelia's. I'll be honest, I prefer Kindle Gem over that. We see this as a common first buy on Karma. But I feel like you're just kind of spending too much gold just to get a little bit of ability haste, a little bit of mana regen that's not really needed. Go for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. We know it's not gold efficient, right? It's not the greatest item. But look, what was great was this. Nuguri just stands under turret for how many shots? 1 or 2? Doesn't really care. Still gets a solo kill.
The question is it great or is it depressing? Or is it both? Because it probably could be both, and it probably is both. But looking at Rogue Warriors and thinking, what are their options, right? We're 11 minutes in. They're 5k gold behind. They have a very disjointed team comp where, again, you have certain members that want to fly in, certain members that want to play from a range. Your frontliner is massively behind. I feel like for them, they just need to go back to the 2020 Rogue Warriors. Coin flip every game, draft a ton of just win lane champions, and, you know, hope for the best.
I mean, look. This is a very honest answer. As there's the equalizer down on Dilby, he walks through all of it, has to flash away, needs the help. As thank you LWX for the ulti, he says, but Tien is running towards Ice Coke, looking for a Fanta instead. Nuguri over the wall, but no Mega Narbar as Kaishuan and Jung Wuji roam up. Rogue Warriors are just grouping, try to create a numbers advantage and try and get something before this game's any further over. It's a 5k gold lead, Lyric, and they tried to find Duumbi, but they got his flash. I guess that's something.
I mean, even both Crisp and LWX have picked up their mythic items already. I think, I imagine on the gold graph, Crisp is unimaginably far ahead of Kai Schwan at this point in time.
Oh my god!
Like,
run away! Oh
you know,
man!
The thing is, Hysterics, games like this, win conditions go out the window. FPX can do whatever they want in this game. So the thing is, we need to buckle up and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the fiesta.
Well, it is definitely one, isn't it? 7 for 1. I know the people from Brazil are really reeling in this game, but I think we all are at this point, right? Another turret bites the dust. It's a 6k gold lead. Fiesta, perfect word, Lyric. We're
I mean,
at 13
actually,
minutes.
it's not really a fiesta when you think about it, but
It's a shellacking. It's a smack. You know, it's an absolute
is he gonna
smack.
Die?
And
Hysterics, can they do it? Can they take
that's
down
a real
Duumbi?
question. But he's playing it super safe. He doesn't have his flash, and even when Rogue Warriors try and look for something, then
We're gonna get excited about anything we can for Rogue Warriors this game.
okay. What would you like to talk about? What excites you here? Because
Well,
I would
Nuggery's
say-
going bot. There's 3 members of Rogue Warriors. They're potentially all gonna die because I don't think he needs to fear any of them.
Duumbi's teleporting. Maybe Nuguri dies here, but Ice Coke's already half health. And wow! Against the wall! That was a solo kill on Ice Coke as Jung Wuji running for his life. But a boulder that looks to be a house actually secures the double. 6-0 and 2. And Nuguri is playing Challenger versus Gold.
Yeah, this man is just built different. He's, you know, I wonder what his thought process is being in games like this, right? Because you imagine for FPX, right? I mean, you know, if you don't know, if you're on a team, top teams scrim other top teams. You don't typically really scrim, like, maybe you'll put a mid-tier team every once in a while. You typically don't then scrim the bottom-tier teams of your league. So this is probably an interesting experience for Nuggery that he hasn't had in a while.
Yeah, this is... But do you think you'd learn anything from this? Because obviously, not throwing shade on Rogue Warriors, like, I think a lot of our newer audience will wonder, well, you're being rough on Rogue Warriors at the start of the split, but in LPL with 17 teams, we can usually tell, like, what team is going to struggle, what team is the developmental roster, right? I think
also,
for
to
FPX,
be fair, right, I don't even think this necessarily has anything to do with Rogue Warriors at this point. It feels like with compositions, right, just Rogue Warriors are hard forced for options. You're playing this comp where you're 9k gold behind against a Victor, a Senna, a Tom Kench, the enemy Nar's massive. Like, who knows? We go into game 2, maybe Rogue Warriors change up the draft. Maybe they find, some kind of like sneak pick in mid or something like this where they can pull out a game. Just this game, with the way that the draft went, with the way the early game went, they now need FPX to commit a travesty of mistakes.
That's right, and they need to fall and fail, but with the second Herald, they're going to be able to charge mid here. We'll have to look for second game here from Rogue Warriors. What they change, because to clarify as well, I think it's also important to note that for RW, a lot of tricks up their sleeves is what we hope after seeing the draft here. But dodging for the equalizers, 8917, sets himself up, but the Piercing Darkness destroys him in the end, while Nuguri wants another kill. He won't find it. Tien will get donated that one, and after the double, you know that Rogue Warriors are in trouble. 16 minutes in, Lyric. They have a Herald.
Can they do it?
And they're 5 stacking. I think they can.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to push out. They still have one more charge coming out from the Herald. Their wave is about to be here. Some members low, but they still have the Q sustain coming out from Senna, and it's over! It's going to be over, Hysteric. 16 minutes and 50 seconds.
Forge is trying to jump in. Jungwuji's waiting for his jungler. The Nexus is exposed. 17 minutes, man. Fly, Phoenix, fly. This is, that was an absolute stomp.
I'll be honest, I just don't know how I'm supposed to feel after this game, right? Like, are you happy for FPX? Are you sad for Rogue Warriors? Are you confused? Are you somewhere in the middle?
Dude, that was an 80% speed run. Like, that was beautiful to watch, but also very sad at the same time. So, let's hope Rogue
It's one
Warriors.
of those things where it's like, it's nice because, right, FPX is a contender, so we want FPX to beat teams that they should comfortably beat in manners like this. For the side of Rogue Warriors, you just kind of hope, hey, can you mentally